Okay, some of you already know who I am, but for those of you who don't, my name is Colin Jones. Really looking forward to seeing some of you again and meeting many of you for the first time. Whether you're doing Foundations of Entrepreneurship, BMA204, or whether you're coming back for BMA326, Entrepreneurship Innovation, we've got a really interesting semester lined up. I think by the time you get through to the end, hopefully you're all going to have had a fantastic experience. That's the plan. Might as well start off with some sort of lofty plans, and if they fail, they fail. But let's start from that perspective again anyway. The difference between what we've done in the past in the entrepreneurship program and what we're going to attempt to do from here on in is that in every unit there will be a process of authentic learning. And let me explain what I mean by authentic learning. I've condensed it down into 4 C's. We've got your need within your group structure to be able to conceive some new value. We've got your need within your group structure to be able to create that value that you conceive. We've got your need and your ability to be able to capture the value that you've created, that you previously conceived. And then after all of that's done, your ability to sit back and critique your ability to be entrepreneurial in this regard. So how are we going to do this? How are we actually going to allow you guys to come in, whether you're in this second year class and you're totally new to this unit or this way of learning and the bits and pieces we do, or if you're coming back and you've got a fair idea of the shenanigans and the way we actually go about doing stuff. How are we actually going to do this? Well, have you been watching Hell's Kitchen? Have you been watching Who Wants to Run a Restaurant? All that sort of stuff. That's your challenge. This semester, you're going to run one restaurant setting. Each group is going to run one restaurant setting. So, maybe that's in total about 15 different restaurants settings that are going to get run across the semester. And guess what? You're going to make money from doing it. And there's very little risk because you're actually going to run it within an existing restaurant. I'm really excited to see how you guys actually go with this challenge. You'll have a full kitchen and chefs at your disposal. Your challenge is going to be to actually talk with these guys as far as what are the normal produce that they actually work with, what type of menu could you create, how will you price this menu, who will be your customers, is there a theme that actually sits around this particular lunch or evening meal that you're actually going to put on. Will you have revenues coming through the door? These are all the decisions that you guys are going to have to work through. Now you're going to have half a semester to actually sit down and plan this thing through, and it'll be in the last half of the semester where you'll actually be required to execute this plan and see what value you can capture, and then ultimately to sit down in your exam and critique what's actually gone on, to make sense of the degree to which you succeeded, to which you failed. It doesn't matter that you succeed or fail in a lot of ways. I'm interested in you being able to understand why something did or didn't succeed. Okay? So you've got a really interesting semester coming up. Why am I telling you this now? I'd like you to start thinking about it. I'd like you to start thinking, who do I know? What do I know? What could we actually bring to bear, in this thing? Now, I'll give you more information. Obviously, when we actually sit down in the first workshop, I'm going to be able to sort of go through the specifics. Some of you may have generated some questions by then. Can we this? Can we that? So bring those questions along and we'll start to flesh out, what the boundaries are of what we can and can't do. But ultimately, I want to put the acid right on you guys to actually see, if you were given the opportunity to go off and be entrepreneurial for a day or a night or whatever it may be, what could you create? What could you come up with? What could you earn? Okay? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, one group's going to earn a lot, and the rest of you, there's no reason why you all can't earn a good dollar out of doing this. But a lot of the risk's been taken away from you. The only risk that you really have is that you won't get anyone to come through that door. Right? That would be bad news. Okay? But you don't have to worry about insurance and a whole range of things because they're already taken care of. Right? The restaurant that you're actually going to be operating out of has all that covered. You have to conceive some value. What is it in a dining experience, in an entertainment experience, that people would value? How could you go about creating this? How will you actually arrange your resources to capture it? And then I'm looking forward to you sitting back in your exam and chilling out and just enjoying critiquing it, trying to make sense of what's actually happened. Now, our first class will be on the first Monday of class. We're going to have both classes. One will go from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and the other one will go from 6 o'clock through to 8 o'clock. Okay, so it'll still be separate classes, but they'll be in our normal room down in the flexible education space. You'll get an email about that, so don't worry about that just yet. First Monday night of semester, and then we'll be all together again in the second Monday night of semester. Okay, so weeks 1 and 2, we're definitely off and running. Okay, very important that you get along and have a chat. I can't wait to see you all. I think it's going to be a fantastic semester, and let's see what you guys can come up with. That's all I can say. Let's see what you can actually do. I think this is the future for us. I really do. All right, Ray, let's stop talking about it. Let's get you guys to go and actually do it. You know, what we did last year in the Creativity Challenge for those folks who are coming back for BMA326 was fantastic. The amount of money that was raised, the money that you guys earned, I want to push that one step further. Right? I want to legitimise your ability to create value. Anyway, enjoy the last couple of weeks of your holidays. If you need me, you can follow UTAS Enterprise. That's UTAS Enterprise, one word. You can follow that on Facebook. You can follow it on MySpace, Facebook, and Twitter. All right, so log on there and ask to be a friend, and we'll say yes, and you can keep in touch with everything that's going on. Looking forward to seeing you all. Enjoy the rest of the next couple of weeks, and any hassles, give me a tingle. Cheers, guys.